Back to the show, Congresswoman Debbie Lesko, representing the 8th Congressional District from right here in Arizona. Debbie, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Seth.
I want to talk to you about a bunch of stuff. But first of all, I mean, there would be few who would know as much about this as you. Are we closer to getting a speaker? Let me read you an email from a listener who heard I was having you on the show. Dear Seth, could you ask Representative Lesko if the chances are good that we will, rather rapidly if possible, get either Scalise or Jordan in there or someone from our team? My great fear is that the Democrats will find a way to outmaneuver us if we don't. Anyway, the floor is yours, Ms. Lesko.
Well, unfortunately, we are not any closer than we were yesterday. It's really unfortunate. So we had a conference meeting yesterday, and Steve Scalise got 113 votes to Jim Jordan's 99 votes. I think both of those men are great men. I'm a fan of both of them, and they both care about our nation. Unfortunately, there's different factions that are blocking Scalise from doing it. There's a faction of people that just want Jim Jordan and no one else but Jim Jordan. There's a few of those folks. And then there's a few of what I would call McCarthy supporters that do not want Steve Scalise in there, so they're blocking him from getting in. I think, and I don't have any proof of it yet, that they're doing it for some kind of strategy to get in a third person that they want to put in. And so there are some devious actions going on over here in Washington, D.C., and it's really quite pathetic. We need to get a speaker to unite Republicans because we look like fools.
And we have a lot of work to do. I mean, one of the terrible things I was saying last week about the ouster was that the group of Republicans who sought the ouster of McCarthy succeeded in doing one important thing, which was shutting down the only Republican part of government. That's what they did. They shut down the Republican part of the federal government.
It was very unfortunate. I was opposed to it.
Yep.
I thought it was bad for the country. But here we are.
Yes,
we are. We have two good candidates, but they're, like I said, right now, normally what has happened for the 2.5 centuries is the person that gets out of the caucus with the majority vote, the whole team unites around that person and votes for them on the floor. This has not happened this time. And so we are stuck. I'm going back as soon as probably get off the phone with you. I'm going back to the Capitol. We're going to have another GOP conference meeting tonight. However, we've been told there are no votes expected tonight. So that means Scalise does not have the votes rounded up yet.
Well, you had a really important, to testify to further evidence what you're saying about the importance of getting this done so that we can move forward. You had a great op-ed over at townhall.com. I think it came out just last night. The future of House Republicans is the future of America. We must step up. And the title isn't, I'm guessing you didn't write the title. The title isn't quite as good as the op-ed itself. Your piece is fabulous because it lays out, so many tasks in front of us, whether it's the rule of law at the border that we need to be working on, whether it's energy independence, whether it's the out-of-control spending, whether it's holding the president accountable to justice and law-breaking. Take any one of those, Debbie, and feel free to wax, as you do so well, on them.
Well, Biden has created crisis after crisis. Our southern border, we have 260,000 border crossings in the month of September of this year. Compare that to 3 years ago under Trump, it was 58,000. We have thousands of border crossings that we've apprehended that are on countries of interest, meaning that those countries either support terrorists, protect terrorists, or are a possible threat to the United States. And those are just the ones that we know of. We have the FBI trying to find this man connected to ISIS who is getting human trafficking of people into the southern border. I mean, you saw what is happening over in Israel. and it is horrific. And a former Hamas leader has called for protests all over the nation tomorrow. The Hamas is calling on all Arab countries, Palestinian, pro-Palestinian countries to unite. I've been to Israel 2 times. They're surrounded by enemies. I mean, so now they're fighting. Israel has to fight Hamas. If Hezbollah gets involved, then they'll be fighting on that front. And if the Western Bank of Jordan, if those people get involved, then they'll be fighting on three fronts. And so this is very serious. Biden is very weak.
As an American, as a person of civility, but also as, a parent, you must have been sickened by what you saw happen on Saturday and over the last few days in the Middle East. You must have just been sickened.
Well, these people are brutal. They're terrorists. They're out to destroy Israel. They want to annihilate Israel. They want to annihilate the United States. And it's pathetic, absolutely pathetic, that universities in the United States of America are allowing these pro-Hamas groups to go around and support terrorist groups. I just cannot believe this stuff is happening in America. And I believe in freedom of speech, but there's a limit. There's a limit when you're celebrating terrorists that are beheading babies.
It's a call for genocide is what they're doing. That's the speech they want protected, the call to and for genocide. When they're marching and saying that they're marching to liberate Israel, to liberate Palestine, their word, to liberate Palestine from the river to the sea, that's all of Israel. That's a call to genocide. That's a little different than what the mullahs of Iran are calling for, isn't it, Debbie?
You know more about this than I do. We are living in some scary times.
Yes,
whether it be, Biden relying on foreign energy, whether it all this culture wars, where he's trying to put males into girls' sports. But now we have this, all-out war in Israel, and we are letting terrorists come across our people that are on the terrorist watch list.
Yeah, talk about that. You have been rock solid on the border. You have been a verbal wall and a congressional wall, if you will, when it comes to talk about the border for us for a little bit. Anything you want to say about it?
Well, I mean, come on, it's wide open, and I don't buy for a minute when Biden all of a sudden changes his mind within the last few days and says, oh, now we're going to build the border wall because we are forced to do it. They don't do a lot of things that are the law. They don't secure our border now. And I talked to Jonathan Lyons, who's a county supervisor down in Yuma, Arizona.
Yeah.
And I asked him, okay, how long ago did the Biden administration promise you that they're going to close the openings in the border wall in Yuma? He said 20 months ago. I said, okay, how many of them are closed? He said 3 out of the 11. The rest of them, the 8 rest of them, 20 months ago, they were promised to be closed. They're still not closed. So this is all political for Biden.
Yeah.
He wants an open border. All of his policies are about open borders. And we need to defeat President Biden in the next election. Republicans need to unite we need to elect a speaker so that we can combat against these radical ideas that Biden and the Democrats have.
Amen. I'm going to let you go get to work in helping us get a speaker so we can get to work rolling up our sleeves and getting on this. We have an important agenda in front of us. I want to point people to your piece at townhall.com, by the way. Once again, the future of House Republicans is the future of America. We must step up. Debbie Lesko, Arizona's 8th Congressional District. Thanks for stopping by, Debbie. Really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Seth.
You bet. God bless and Godspeed. 60250